lest thou be stricken.
I've been working on the show for 9 years, and I've grown a lot as a performer and a producer and a collaborating writer in that time. It started because I was really interested in Queen Elizabeth and specifically her relationship to Shakespeare, because lots of people have different opinions of how Elizabeth I and Shakespeare were related. So I was really curious about how that happened. As I did it more and more, people were encouraging me to look at it as a one-person show. And then the idea came to me of, what if this queen that everyone has an opinion about was not having a really grand time at the end of her life? What if she was really questioning some of the things that she had done? I really grew as an actor because I had to consider how she might live her life towards the end of her life. I grew as a producer because as the play got better, people were asking me to bring it to different places. And I got to do it in Edinburgh, and it sold out, and it was a huge success. I've gotten to do it in New York. I'm getting to do it in Chicago. So as a producer, I've grown because I'm learning how to take it to different places. And then as a writer, I've grown because I've been able to contribute to the script a lot more. It's really pushed me outside of my boundaries as a theater artist in a lot of different ways. So my mentors and colleagues who have helped me most are Dr. Carol Levin, and she was on the faculty at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln for a long time. And then my director now, Sabin Epstein.
A large part of my influence on the production was the development of the script. And again, sitting here in my home, going through it, I think we should use direct address with the audience. We need to develop the Essex section. That's the thing that was the strongest for me in terms of the experience of working on it.
I met Sabin when I was working on To Kill a Mockingbird at the Denver Center years ago. And then we worked together years ago on another play, and I just knew I really wanted to work with him. My guitarist, Rick Pruitt, who is my good friend, and we really know how to work together.
I initially became involved with Elizabeth in her own words when Tamara asked me to record some Renaissance music as background music for the beginning of the play. And then after she went to Scotland and performed the play and decided to expand the play with Sabin, they decided to have live music. And that's when I got involved over the summer, really, is when we start integrating a lot more music into the play. One way that it differs from almost every gig I've done is that the audience is silent. Most of the time I'll be playing and there'll be background noise. I think just being more exposed because it's so quiet, and also the timing has to be so much more accurate.
I'm Richard Kramus. I'm the wig designer for Elizabeth I in her own words. I have been doing work in production in the area for a while, and through Sabin Epstein, he directed Tammy Manigini's Stalker to me, who is the actress portraying Elizabeth I. And the current wig that she's been using needed a restyle. So doing research, restyled that wig, which we're currently in use of. So you have to prep the head as it would be under the wig, lay some layers of plastic wrap, taping it down to get it as head-hugging as possible, which takes a while. Then do all of the various measurements that we do for wig making and document all of it.
My job as an actor is to bring that person to life. And it's a pretty hard job in this case because I have to bring somebody to life that already lived a real life. So there's a lot of people out there in the audience that think they know about her. I feel like I've gotten to know her more deeply as I've studied her more. I feel like I know Elizabeth more deeply in terms of how difficult it was for her to make a lot of the decisions that she had to make. I don't think she took any of these decisions lightly.
I'm come amongst you at this time, being resolved in the midst and the heat of the battle to live or die amongst you all, to lay down for my God, for my kingdom, and for my people. I have but the body of a weak and feeble woman, but I have the heart and the stomach of a king, and a king of England too.
Here's a favorite. She was also in all of the rehearsals. This is Cordelia.